This is how Ivy and I start out our training sessions. I have her sit down in front of me, and I grab her training collar, and I loop it underneath her neck. And if she kind of always bites down at it, I'll actually say, no, sit. And then I try it again. And I just don't want her to always bite at it. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna snap the buckle above her ear, in the middle of her ears, and right at the top of her head here. So you can see where her regular collar is and where her training collar is. That's where you want it to sit as she grows. So you can add links and remove them, but that's kind of, you don't want it to be loose where it's sliding down to where her regular collar is. And now I put her on my left side, and we're ready to go. So I wanted to incorporate a little bit of what a heel session looks like with Ivy and how to do this when you're on your walk with her. Again, you always want her on your left side. Your hand is out like this and your hand is facing backwards. So you can use your muscles in your arm to pull her back and give her that bop to have her sit. So I always want her to have her sit right on my left side, and then I put the slack in this hand. And again, I want her to be parallel with me. I never want her to go out in front of me, and when she does, I give her that little bop and I say, Ivy, heel. So this is kind of what it looks like. And I always have her sit when we stop as well. It just really builds really good practice to get her to realize when I'm stopped, you're stopped too, and you're waiting for me. Just how she's looking up at me, that's exactly what I want to see from her. Good girl. Ivy, heel. Ivy, sit. Sit. Good girl. Ivy, heel. Ivy. So sometimes I'll tap my leg to get her attention to realize that we're turning. And I just want to, again, keep her on my left side here, just kind of guiding her with that leash. The leash is how I'm kind of controlling her. You know, I don't just let her go out in front of me. I kind of gear her back, bring her back into this position. Ivy, sit. Ivy. And you see how even a leaf can distract her, so I just bring her back to focus. Good girl, Ivy. And again, as she gets older, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use my body weight to help her heel. So I actually put the leash behind my legs like this, so that when I stop, my leg is giving her that heel bop instead of my hand, in case your arm gets tired. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Ivy, heel. Ivy, heel. Good girl. And when she does something that I like, give her lots of praise. Good girl, Ivy. And even like she gets distracted, and I continue to show her that I'm her leader, my shoulders are up, and I'm bringing her to where I want to go, not the other way around. Good girl, Ivy. This is what a typical session looks like with Ivy for training. Lasts maybe 4 to 5 minutes because of her concentration level. Stay tuned to my voice commands and my hand commands as well. Ivy, Ivy, sit, sit. Good girl, Ivy, heel. So I always want Ivy on my left side. Again, I'm guiding her. And what I'll do is I'll do a short sit, stay, come. Ivy, sit. Ivy, stay. Stay. I hold on to the leash. I have full control. Ivy, come. Ivy, come. So if she doesn't come, I give her praise. Ivy, come, come, come. If she still doesn't come, you see how I have control? I say, Ivy, come. Give her that little bop. Pull her in. See how I have full control holding up over her? Good girl, Ivy. So just now she heard sit, stay, and come. So again, I'll show you what a short little on-leash sit, stay, come looks like. Ivy, sit. Ivy, stay. Stay. So you see how I don't have her attention? Ivy, stay. Ivy, come. Good girl. Ivy, come. Ivy. Ivy. Ivy, come. Good girl. So give her that opportunity to choose to listen. Good girl. And I always want her to sit down in front of me again and look back up at me. So she's feeling a little bit tired, but the point is all of my control with the on-leash commands leads then to off-leash commands. And when she doesn't listen, you come back to these basics. Sit, stay, come. You always get her to do the last command that you gave her, which in this scenario, you see she's not coming, and I just want her to finish that last step with me. Just come to me. So if she's out in the yard and she's not coming, I'd actually just go out there, grab her collar, and say, Ivy, Ivy, come. Ivy, come. Ivy, sit. Good girl, you come. Just there, she starts to learn with you. I have to listen when calling out my name and giving me that command. Good girl, Ivy. I want to show you how I incorporate a little bit of retrieving into Ivy's training routine. Keep it fun and keep it light while extending it into more off leash. So right now she's easily distracted. I use a lot of praise with her and a lot of reinforcement of, good girl, come back to me and go get it. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Ivy, come here, baby. Oh, yes. Ivy, sit. Ivy, stay. Okay, so you see I just hold on to the leash. Ivy, come. Good girl, Ivy. Ivy, come. You hear how I say the command a couple times to reinforce it? Good girl. And I always have her sit right back in front of me. Again, everything that you do builds good practice, and good practice leads to good behavior. Good girl. So I have control with the leash. When she kind of bites at it like this, that's okay. I kind of recenter it a little bit. Ivy, no. Ivy, sit. Ivy, sit. Ivy, sit. Good girl. So I'll tap her butt a little bit. Okay. No, I don't always make her stay because I want to keep it fun. Ivy, come. Good girl. Ivy, come. So if she's choosing not to come to me, I just swing her back around. Get her to do the last command, which was come. Good girl. Yeah, you come when I say come. So this leads to off-leash retrieving as well. But if she doesn't go get it, I just go up, grab her again. Ivy, sit. Good girl. Ivy, sit. Good girl. Oh, are you over it? So now I'll actually take the leash off and try and keep it to a little bit of off-leash too, and really coax her with this. Come here. Ivy. Come here, baby. I know, that tastes so good. So it's okay for her to be a little distracted. It never bugs me. Go get it. Good girl, Ivy. I kind of get down on her level. Ivy, come. Good girl. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ivy, sit. And you see how I'm giving her lots of praise, and I just want to really encourage her to do the right thing while putting in those commands and keeping it fun for her. So part of incorporating leadership into Ivy's routine is by leading her in and out of things. So in and out of the doorway, into the car. You open the door, you have her sit and stay before you put her in, or whatever it would be. Just showing her that you are a leader is by you going through the entryway first, or out the gate first. So I'll show you what that looks like. Ivy, come here. So I always kind of want to get her attention because she is just a pup, so she's going to be easily distracted. Ivy, come on. Ivy, heel. Good girl. So I have her sit. Ivy, sit. Ivy, stay. And then I actually step through first. Good girl, Ivy. Ivy, come on. Heel. Good. Ivy, sit. And then I'll have her sit again. Then we come through again. I'll shut the door. Open it up. I have her wait. Okay, Ivy. Ivy, heel. And then I don't let her go bounding out. I keep control of her. I have her sit again. Sit. That's a good girl. Now I have the opportunity to establish my surroundings. I can shut the door, grab my purse or whatever, and she can be in this sit and stay position. The more that you practice this every single day that you go in and out, the more that she'll start to look to you for leadership. Something that really helps you in your training, Ivy, no, you stay down. So something that is really good to use with training Ivy, and she already does a good job of this, Ivy, sit, stay, is with her food. So you see how she's curious, she wants to come up and smell it. Right now, that's cute because she's little, but as she gets bigger, she has to know that's a big no-no. Good girl, Ivy. Ivy, stay. So I'm practicing stay with her. I put the food down, stay, and then I give her the signal of come, okay, as I let her come and eat it. So this is just something that you can do every single day, and it's obvious that you're already doing this, but really enforce that stay. Prepare her food for her right in front of her. She smells it, she wants to jump up because she's hungry, but then that's your opportunity to give her that good correction. I want to show you how I brush out Ivy and how I teach her not to nip back at me. So Ivy, come here. I try and kind of get her to choose to sit. Good girl, Ivy, lay down. So what I want her to do is I want to be able to brush her out using your brush. And I don't want her to feel like she can nip back at me. So I keep her muzzle, just I hold on to her and say, Ivy, no, lay down. No, lay down. So a lot of times what I'll do is I actually want their back to me. So I'm gonna lift her up, have her sit. Ivy, lay down. Ivy, lay down. Lay down, good girl. I put her down, just like that. And so then I have more control over her paws and her muzzle because my hand can hold both of her paws and my elbow can be kind of on her face. And this is just teaching her to stay where she is. So you can kind of see she's gonna try and nibble my hand. Ivy, no, no, lay down. Good girl. So me just giving her that firm no and showing her, I just want you to lay here. And then I keep brushing her out. No, no. So I'm not giving any force to her, but the more that she does it, the more that I'll give her a more firm correction. So I'll say, no, Ivy, no. Lay down. Stay. No. Good girl. So I just really slow down my correction. And what I want her to do is just be docile and relax and let me just do whatever I want. So the more that I do this with her and just kind of let her wiggle a little bit, no, Ivy, no, no, no. I'll even bop her nose a little bit with my hand like that. And this just is showing her what my no looks like and also teaching her that I can touch her wherever I want. Nope, lay down. Good girl. So this is really good for her to learn. Like, no, I'm the boss. I'm going to hold you here. And she's little enough where I can have all this control over her. And it's really, I like seeing her struggle like this in a way because it's giving me the opportunity to show her. Ivy, no, stay down. So you see how now I go from I'm sitting to I'm up on my knees, I'm getting bigger, and I'm showing her who's boss with my body language. Ivy, no, no. So I'll actually forcefully get her to submit. So I hold both of her paws, put my elbows on her hip and on her shoulder because she's little enough. As she gets bigger, what I'll actually do is I'll hold her muzzle just like this and hold her two paws, put my leg up on her hip, or actually just swaddle her all together and literally cradle over her. This is literally showing her I'm your dominant superior. And this is how dogs are. They're physical, so they need the physical reinforcement. Ivy, Ivy, hey, I'm boss. Yeah, good girl. So she kind of thinks that I'm playing right now, just because she is just such a playful little pup, and that's okay. I want to bring it to a serious tone and say, no, I'm your boss. Good girl. So again, I don't want her to nip my hand like that. No, Ivy, no. Now I'll give her that bop. No, no. She has to realize that I'm not playing and that I'm being serious. Ivy, Ivy. So what I'm gonna do now is, because it's not really working with her, just get her to sit and face me. You don't bite me. No. So I bring her back up like this is serious. Lay down. Put her back down. No. Good girl. You just relax. You don't need to nip at my hand. So she has to learn when is playtime and when is submissive time. This is when I want her to be submissive. I'm using my serious voice with her. And I don't want her to bite me. If she keeps doing that, I keep correcting her and then I kind of redirect it like how I just did. Ivy, come here, baby. Come here. Ivy, come. Ivy, sit. So you see how I push her butt down? I look at her. That's a good girl. I get her to look at me in the eyes. This is what I want. I just want that little one-on-one time where I'm brushing her out. She's not going to like it. She's going to quickly learn who's the boss around here because I'm establishing dominance over her. So Ivy is a really, really good girl. She has a little bit of spunk in her when it comes to like, I just want to play with you. And she doesn't really realize when I'm being like, hey, I'm your boss. You got to listen. So that's just part puppy, and that she'll grow out of that more, but you're doing a really good job with her. So keep up the good work, and I loved working with her. Good girl, Ivy.